What I want you to do is if you have a little bit of instability, I want you to make sure that you have a solid surface to hold on to, which that means like the side of the wall, or a steady chair. My chair is a jump bench, so I don't have any. So I will demonstrate what we're doing on the wall. I am just looking for my timer. There we go. So I can make sure that everybody is have proper rest and all that kind of stuff. But the main idea with this whole thing is to have fun, move your body, uh, get some balance in, work on your balance, okay, and have a little bit of challenge and inspire people that are living with Parkinson's to provide hope, motivation, and inspiration to move more. Because the one thing I've learned is that the high intensity and specifically the boxing helps address all the symptoms from head to toe that people with Parkinson's are living with. And then for those of us that don't have Parkinson's, boxing just is like the number one, when you focus and you commit to it, the number one workout that you can get that helps your mind, body, and spirit all in one. Okay. So like I said at the beginning, what you want to have is something to balance on. So what we're going to do here right now is we're just going to do a little ankle rotation. So we're going to do some big ankle rotations up on the left foot, big circles in one way, big circles in the opposite way. And then we're going to switch sides. Same thing. So we're going to warm up our lower body here, big circles in the opposite side. And then we're going to do 5 sets or 5 rounds. I also use those wordings interchangeably of 25 sit to stand. So we're going to do 25, then we'll rest, okay, and then we'll repeat the process. And in between, I'm going to do sit to stands and then I'm going to do squats. I'm going to do sit to stands and then squats, okay? But you can just do the sit to stands if that is all that's available to you. No worries. Okay, so we're going to do some gentle leg swings. So you're going to swing that leg up nice and gentle, all the way up and all the way back. Breathe, really trying to let that leg swing as far up as you can, as far back as you can. And I realize the timer is probably covering my face. Okay, so you're gonna do 10 on one side, 10 on the other side. Breathe as you're going. Okay, and then opposite side. So 10 on one side, 10 on the opposite side. Breathe as you're going. Deep breaths. Good work. Letting that leg swing up as far as you can and back as far as you can. Breathe. Awesome. Awesome. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to gently stretch out our lower body. Gently stretch out our lower body. Okay. This is a great stretch. If you are seated, you sit a lot every day, this stretch is easily accessible, whether you're in the middle of, obviously, if you have to pay attention in a meeting, you're not going to sit there and stretch. But if you're watching a meeting or you're there, this is really good to help any tightness in your lower back. Okay, so we're going to cross that left leg up over top of that right leg, cross that left leg up over top of that right leg. Chest is nice and proud. Chest is nice and proud. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we're going to gently come in towards our chest, in towards our shins. And so with Parkinson's, we take that extra time to stretch and warm up because with the depletion of dopamine, and that's essentially what Parkinson's disease is, it's a movement disorder that over time your dopamine slowly decreases. And with that, it becomes movement issues in the body, like balance, stiffness, and the symptoms present differently for each person that lives with Parkinson's. Okay, and then you're going to gently hug that knee in towards you, gently hug that knee in towards you, big breath in, breathing out, looking up over that left shoulder, big deep breath in, breathing out, looking up over that left shoulder. And so because of this increased stiffness that occurs with Parkinson's, the stretching, that extra long stretching before beginning the exercise helps prepare that body a little bit more. And I always encourage my clients to do that extra stretching in the morning when they first wake up, because after you slept for a certain amount of time, your body's always a little more stiff, but especially living with Parkinson's. Okay, So you're gonna cross that right leg up over top of that left leg. You're gonna cross that right leg up over top of that left leg. Big deep breath in, breathing out, bringing that chest in towards your shins. Breathe. Excellent. And then you're gonna hug that right knee in towards your chest. Gonna hug that right knee in towards your chest. I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. Big deep breath in, breathing out, looking up over that right side, looking up over that right side. Breathe. Excellent. Awesome. Okay. So mobility is very, very important. Mobility is a little bit different than stretching because mobility is all about your joints, and especially as we age, mobility really helps us with balance, stability, and keeping our joints young. So I'm going to demonstrate 2 T-spine rotations, both modified on the chair, using the chair, so you don't have to come up and down from the ground, and both and on the ground as well, okay? So with the chair, your feet aren't down on the ground, but you're just using that so you don't have to bring your body up and down from the ground. So I've got my right foot, okay, on the ground, but it's on the outside of the legs of the chair, and my left hand is placed on the seat of the chair. When you're using a chair and you're using any tools, make sure that if you're using it for balance, that it's stable, it doesn't have any wheels, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate our body, right side of our chest towards our right leg, opening everything up. Breathe. So you're opening up your spine, opening up your hip, opening up your chest, opening up your shoulders. Breathe. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side. So your left foot's down on the ground, left foot's down on the ground. It's on the outside of the legs, okay? Right hand is on the top of the chair, right hand's on the top of the chair. We're taking a big deep breath in, and we're rotating our left side of our chest, left arm towards our left leg. And we're just opening up that hip, opening up the shoulders. Breathe. Good. Okay, and if you need that for support and if it's not available for you to get up and down on the ground, you're going to do one more of those. I'm going to show down on the ground for those, okay, that's available to get up and down on the ground. So you're coming down on the ground, left foot here, right hands down on the ground, left foot, right hands parallel to one another, pushing off that back right leg, Take a big deep breath in, and you're rotating towards your left side. Breathe. And then you can take a half kneeling position or go into a downward dog, and you're switching to the other side, So now I got my right foot, and left hand. Your left foot's in front here, rotating. Right foot, rotating that right arm towards that right leg, Breathe, opening up the chest, opening up the hips, opening up the spine, thoracic spine opener. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a big deep breath in and breathing out, coming down from the floor up to standing position. All right, now I get into some fun stuff. Okay, so grabbing water if you need it. I realize everybody following along with this is going to be completely at different levels. So sit to stand is exactly what it sounds like. Sit, and then you're standing, okay? Balance and stability and support. Comes from your base of support, which in this circumstance, and for humans that can walk, is our feet on the ground. So the wider our base of support is, the wider our feet are, the more balanced we are going to be, okay? The more balanced you will be. So if balance is an issue for you, you're going to go wider with your feet, okay? If it's not available to do squats, when I do squats, then you just stick with the sit to stand. So we're going to do 5 sets or 5 rounds. 5 sets or 5 rounds. I use that words interchangeably, but they mean the same thing. Of 25 repetitions. 25 sit to stands we do. We're going to rest for a little bit and rinse and repeat. Okay. So rock and roll. Feet are going to be nice and wide. Chest is nice and proud. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to come on up. 1. And breathing is super important. 2. Okay. It begins with breath. 3, 4, 5, 6, and if you are living with Parkinson's, 7, and you are following along, 8, you're going to count as well. 9, because vocals. 10 is super, super important. 11, to prevent low voice syndrome. 12, 13, 14, 15, big deep breaths. 16, breathing is super important. 18, take a big deep breath in on the way down. 19, 20, and 5 more. 21, deep breath. 22, deep breath. 23, I burp. Excuse me. 24, deep breath. 25. Excellent, excellent, awesome. Okay, so again, if this is like a total, not necessarily new movement because everybody sits and everybody stands, unless you have spinal issues, that's a whole other story. Okay, but you are not used to that kind of intensity. You just completely rest. Take big deep breaths in. We're going to start again here in 20 seconds. I'm going to rest for a minute in between each. Okay. I'm going to go 4 more rounds, 4 more sets of 25 sit to stands. This time though, I'm going to do squats. Okay. So I'm going to come off to the side. But again, you stick with the sit to stands. You stick with the sit to stands. Okay. I am doing the sit to stand and modifying it for all different levels, okay? So we're in a proper squat, toes are out, chest are up, shoulders back and down. We'll push your hips right back. It's like you're sitting your butt to the ground. Deep breath in. So that's 1, 2, 3. You got it. 4, 5. Make sure you're gripping the feet really tight through the ground through your toes. 6, 7, 8, chest is nice and proud all the way through. 9, big deep breaths. 10, 11, 12, 13, good work, big deep breaths. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, deep breaths. 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, deep breaths. 5. Awesome, awesome, excellent. Okay, again, we're gonna take rest here for a minute, and we have 3 more rounds. 3 more rounds. Okay. And grab a sip of water if you need. Grab a sip of water if you need. We're gonna start here again in approximately 40 seconds. Okay. I'll go back to the sit to stands. I'm gonna keep alternating between squats and sit to stands, squats and sit to stands. Okay. And so with Parkinson's, the high intensity type exercise, okay, really helps essentially give that dopamine dump when you're doing it. But unlike medication, the only side effects are really happy, feel good chemicals versus there can be side effects with medication. Not to say that I don't say medication is important. It just exercise will help you last longer versus going to medication first. Helps and can increase side effects sooner in your lifetime. Okay, so 25 sit to stands again, 3 more rounds. Let's go. Feet are nice and wide, solid base of support. Coming up. 1, big deep breath in. 2, big deep breath in. 3, 4, and if you're doing the squats, keep doing the squats. You got it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, good work, big deep breath. 10, 11, 12, big deep breaths. 13, 14, 15, 16, 9 more, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more, 5. Awesome. Big deep breath, big deep breath. Kicking those legs out, kicking those legs out. And again, rest here for approximately a minute. And we've got 2 more rounds. I'm gonna go back to the squats here. We'll start again just before the 4-minute mark there, just before the 4-minute mark. Focusing on that breathing. Deep breath in, breathing out. Again, focusing on that breathing. Deep breath in and breathing out. All right, I'm gonna start again here in 20 seconds. I'm gonna go back to squats. Okay, so we've done 75. Look at that, 75 sit to stands already. We've got 2 more rounds. Woohoo! All right, and over the next 10 days, I'm gonna put in some fun, different variety and how to get those sit to stands down because the most fun always wins. Okay. Feet are nice and wide. Let's go. Deep breath in. 1. Chest is nice and proud. Taking a deep breath. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Good work. 7. 8. Deep breaths. 9. Notice how I go with control. 10, as I always say to my clients, slow is strong. 11, and it helps control your blood pressure as well. 12, blood pressure, heart rate. 13, 14, you got it, deep breath. 11 more. 15, 16, 17, 18, good work, deep breath. 19, 20, 1, last 4, 2, 3, and 1 more. Oh, 2 more. 4. Okay, gotta go back to kindergarten and learn how to count. 1 more. And 5. 25. All right. Kicking those legs out. Taking a deep breath in. Holding that breath slightly. Letting it back out. Helps bring the heart rate down. And we got 1 more round to make it 125 sit to stands for day 1. Okay, and then I'll be doing these with my Parkinson's clients again later today. Woohoo! Okay. Gonna be feeling it, and I'll show you something after. Okay. All right, we're gonna start again here on the top of the 2. Okay, on the second hand, on the 2 minutes. Okay, last 25 sit to stands. And again, I'm gonna do them on the chair. I'm gonna do them on the chair. You guys got it. You guys got it. Again, taking a deep breath in, back out, and last 25. Awesome job. Awesome job. Pushing the hips right back. Feet are nice and wide. Base of support. Deep breath. 1, 2. Big deep breath. 3, 4, 5. Chest is proud. 6, 7. Awesome job. 8, 9, 10, 15 more, 15 more. 11, deep breath. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, last 9, deep breath. 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, last 3, deep breath. 3, 4, awesome job, and 1 more, deep breath. 5, yeah, all right, awesome job, virtual high five. walk it out a little bit. I'm going to put you guys through a little bit of a light stretch to stretch out that lower body. Okay. Kicking your legs out. Big deep breaths. Okay. Go, grabbing water, grabbing water, grabbing water. Okay. Water is also another key essential ingredient to the foundation of your health. So our bodies, anybody, depending on you individually, your body can be made up of anywhere of 70% to 90% of water. So when you first wake up in the morning, the first thing you need to be reaching for is a glass of water. Okay. All right. So what you're going to do is balance yourself up on the side of the wall. Balance yourself up on the side of the wall. We're going to stretch out your quads and we'll come down on the chair. Stretch out the quads, come down on the chair. Okay. If it's not available to balance and stretch, you can just lie down on your side. Lie down on your left side, bend your right heel in towards you. Bend your right heel in towards you. So you're bending, you're balancing here and bending that heel. Okay, we're stretching out the front right quad, stretching out that front right quad. And again, if it's not available for you to stretch, standing up the side of the wall, you're gonna lie down on your right side, lying down on your right side. Okay, bending that right heel in towards you. And if it's not available for you to be lying down on your side, getting up and down on the floor, although I always highly encourage, and I do that work with my Parkinson's clients as well on a regular basis because it's important. Okay, you just stand back, bend your right leg, and just push that right hip forwards. Okay, so a big deep breath in. I'm stretching at that right front quad. Big deep breath in. As you're breathing out, pushing that right hip forwards, whether you've got that knee in behind because you can't grab that back foot, lying on your side, or standing. Okay, I'm all about modifications and meeting people where they're at when I'm coaching them. Okay, and then we're going to switch sides. I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to hold on to my ceiling here. It's a little easier because the goal is to stretch, not balance. Okay, so we're pulling that heel in, taking a deep breath in, pushing that hip forwards. Deep breath in, pushing that hip forwards. Good work, good work, good work. And we're going to stretch the back of our calves, stretch the back of our foot. So we're going to point that left toe right up against the wall. Point that left toe right up against the wall. Keep the feet nice and wide. Balance and stability is the base of support. So your feet stay wide. Point that left toe up against the wall. Push that left hip right back. Breathe. Holding here for another 15 seconds. Work. And switching sides. You're going to point that right toe right up against the wall. Point that right toe right up against the wall. Pushing that right hip right back. And again, base of support. Feet are wide. Big deep breath in. Breathing. Pushing that right hip back. Awesome work. Awesome work. Okay. So we're going to have a seat. I'm going to stretch out that lower body. And I'm just going to a couple more minutes on my timer. Okay, I'm going to cross that left leg. Cross that left leg up over top of that right leg. Crossing that left leg up over top of the right leg. We're taking a big deep breath in. Breathing out, bringing that chest in towards your shins. Big deep breath in. Excuse me. Breathing out, bring the chest in towards your shins. Breathe. Holding here for another 10 seconds. And hug that knee in towards you. Hug that knee in towards you. Sitting up really tall. Deep breath. Looking up over that left shoulder. All right. Sit up tall as you can. Elongate that spine. Open up that chest. Big deep breath. Looking up over that left shoulder. Excellent. And switching sides. You're going to cross that right leg up over top of that left leg. Cross that right leg up over top of that left leg. Take a big deep breath in. Breathing out, bringing that chest in towards your shins. Big deep breath in. Breathing out, bringing that chest in towards your shins. Breathe. Excellent. And hug that knee in towards you. Hug that knee in towards you. Sit up really tall. Big deep breath in. Breathing out. Looking up over that right shoulder. Looking up over that right shoulder. Breathe.